We're going to start today standing. How odd. Let's jump on up on our mats. And I want you to just take your feet a nice, comfortable distance, maybe a little wider than your hips. Soften the knees and just shake it out a little. Let's just take 3 breaths, just this big, deep breath up. And let everything crumple to the ground as you empty, and maybe give it a little wiggle there. We're going to do that again, just slowly peeling up to stand. Once we come upright, let the head come upright. Then inhale, rise. And again, just crumpling softly. Just let yourself collapse. One more time, slowly up. Open the shoulders, and then let's go one more. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Now, while you're in this fold, I want your arms to be really heavy. Bend your knees quite a lot. What I want you to do is make sure your knees aren't knocking in, that you're not rolling to the instep. And conversely, that you're not pushing too much weight out, that you're just finding the feet there. And let your body hang in that space. It doesn't matter if the knees are bent. Start to generate the breath here. Just letting it stretch out the back of the body. And just feeling into the feet. Feel the back of the hands on the mat. Notice if you have any tension in your neck, and maybe give it a little wiggle. Any tension in your shoulders. Letting your breath smooth down. And take a deep breath here. Open the mouth and release completely. Slowly on the next inhale, come on up. And rolling shoulders open. I'm going to bring the feet so that they're sitting underneath our hips. Palms facing up with the elbows just bent, and resting gently at the waist. No real effort here. If you're comfortable closing down the eyes, close them down. Otherwise, just meshing the lashes. And I want you to come down into the feet and just feel your feet touching the floor. And visualizing each foot. And then rather than them being just feet, I want you to just pour your awareness into your feet. So you're feeling it from the inside. You're breathing down into the feet. And the presence of the mat beneath your feet from the inside. And bringing awareness into the hands and tracing the hands with the mind's eye, mapping the hands. And then let your awareness fill the hands from the inside. Again, we're observing from the inside this energy, feeling the tingle, the aliveness. What it is to be completely present. And from this energy, this feeling that is within us all, that's what makes us alive, we're going to move with that energy today. And you're opening the eyes. Take a deep breath. Allow the hands to softly float down. And then we're going to use this upward motion, inhaling, drawing the hands, the palms through the air up. Turning the palms down and exhaling through the air, feeling the air pass the fingers. We're no longer hands moving, but feeling what the hands feel like. Inhale upward. And exhale, really embodying all of the sensations around the fingers, inside the fingers, the palm. Inhale, coming up. And exhale. The energetic word is Udana and Apanda. Udana and Apanda. And one more inhale. And the hands come down. Just noticing what it feels like to have landed inside your body. Beautiful tools to bring us in, especially when there is so much information and so much busyness. We can really get caught up in just being in the story of now rather than actually living it by being it. I'm going to move through a lot of slow, very generous space in the practice today, just so that we can get to that connection of sensation rather than having a name or a pose. Let it just be a feeling, whatever you're feeling, whatever's coming up. So stepping to the top of your mat, you're going to move quite slowly, bring the feet together. Inhale, Udana. And exhale, let's fold down here. Inhale, half lift. So even though we've moved now, the hands aren't moving, the body is taking on these actions. Inhale. And Apana as we lower down. Lifting Udana. And lowering, exhale. One more half lift here. Step back to a high plank. Deep breath in. Drop knees. Lowering slowly. So that same energy, that same sensation through the body. Inhale, baby cobra. Lowering down, letting everything be felt. Again, pressing into the tops of the feet, maybe peeling back a little more, but not trying to strive here. Just feeling where in your body you're feeling this. Lowering down as you exhale. Hands might hover for the last one. Inhale. Hands to the mat, push the hips back to the heels. Stretching the lower back there, tuck the toes as you come forward, and downward facing dog. Feeling the hands pressing into the mat there. Maybe pedaling slowly through the feet. Really taking your time to juice up the sensations in the body. You might want to spread the toes to let a bit of air between the toes. Inhaling. Exhaling. Two more of those. Let your body move where it needs to move, honoring that aliveness beneath the skin. Last breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Bend the knees, look forward, stepping to the front. Half lift, slow and steady. Exhale, lowering. Coming up, palms reaching upward. Hands to the heart. Inhale, sweep arms up. Palms face down. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. High plank, step back. Inhale. Option to drop knees or lower slowly. Baby cobra, inhale. Hips back to heels, exhale. Downward facing dog. Empty the breath and land. One breath in. Full breath out. Then knees look forward, step to the front. Half lift and fold. Palms facing up, we rise. Hands to the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms. Palms face down. Empty the breath as you fold. Inhale, half lift. Step back to high plank. Breath in. Chaturanga. Exhale. Upward facing dog slowly here if you wish. Downward facing dog. Empty. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one here. Inhale. Empty. Bend knees, look forward. Step to the front. Feet together, half lift. Fold. Bend knees nice and deep. Palms facing up. We reach into Utkatasana. Palms facing down. Exhale. Inhale, hands. I'm going to stay in that seat. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale. Let it be more than hands simply moving in space. Allow yourself to feel from the inside, presence of air touching the skin, the grip of the feet, the weight in the heels. Maybe the shimmy shakes of your thighs if they're anything like mine. Then inhale one more time. Exhale, hands to heart. Standing, inhale. Hands by the sides. Again, if you're comfortable closing your eyes, close them down here and just allow yourself to again scan through the body. Just feel all of the feels. It's in this way that we become completely present in our body. Gently opening the eyes. Palms rise to the sky. Palms lower to the floor. Empty the breath. Half lift. Inhale. High to low plank. Emptying the breath. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Empty. Right leg lifts to the sky. Bring it through, placing it lightly next to the thumb. The back heel lands. Inhale, warrior one. Straight open into warrior two. Let the hands come to the heart here and relax your shoulders. Maybe straighten that leg, lengthen it out a little. And take a breath. Inhale fully. And as you exhale, press the palms out, bend into that front leg. And just really tracking that knee towards the little toe. Inhale, you can straighten that front leg. Bring the hands to the heart. Exhale, press it away. And this is going to be our motion for a while. Back leg stays strong. Front leg is dynamic if you wish. Exhale. Now, if you're comfortable closing your eyes, feel now the air between the fingers, the presence of weight in the feet, like you're filling your boots with yourself. Not just merely a shell, but a complete person. You have everything you need here. This vessel, this unique vessel has everything it needs for this life. Spending a little bit more time connecting in. We've got one more to go here. Reverse the warrior. Palm pulls through the sky. Hands to the mat, coming through a flow. Three breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Wiggling out into the fingertips, feeling the texture of your mat beneath your fingers. Inhale. Exhale. Left leg rises, bringing it through. Back heel lands, coming up for Vira one. Opening to Vira two. Letting the hands drop down, rolling the shoulders. And then bringing the hands to the heart. And into that lunge. And check that you've got that alignment that sits comfortably in your body. And then let's inhale. Maybe straightening the leg. And exhale, coming in. Inhale. Exhale, deepen. Inhale. And exhale. You notice I switched this around this time. Because that energy, that drawing in, that pulling in, if you will, that pushing away. We're constantly doing this in our day. And you'll just find some days that switches, you know, it's like not every day we're the same, even though we're the same vessel. Our energy shifts. And that's what we're playing with today, is our energy. Sometimes we need a little more aliveness coming our way, so we need to pull that in. And sometimes we need a little bit of quietness. We need to push that away. Let's take one more. Land in the lunge, arms out extended. Reverse on an inhale. Hands to the mat, chaturanga, as you exhale. Inhale, upward facing. Downward facing. Take a moment and a couple of breaths there to just wiggle through things. Take a body scan from the very fingertips right through the body. Noticing even those little aches and pains, those niggles, those past stories, but not attaching to them in any way, just sort of noticing them. And come into stillness, and I want you to sense that aliveness beneath your skin, that buzz that's underneath your skin, your whole body alive with this buzz. Pranic energy contained in this unique vessel. Let's put that into flow. We're going to work with our breath if you want to hang out in some of those motions. And I'm going to call it how my body is today. But if you feel like switching it around, like I was just saying, if you need to sort of move in a different fashion, really honor that. Right leg lifts, inhale. Step it forward. Exhale, back foot lands. Inhale, we're going to charge this up with energy now. Exhale, pressing out. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to do 2 more of these. Inhale. You can straighten that leg, or you can try deepening that experience if you like. Inhale. Exhale. Reversing here. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing, straight onto the left leg. Inhale, it rises. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale. Hands to the heart, inhale. Exhale, press it away now. That's where you can change it up if you wish. Inhale, I'm going to bring my hands in. Exhale. One more, inhale. Exhale. Reverse, pulling the hands through the air to the sky. Chaturanga, feeling the body lower with control. Heart peeling open, upward. Downward facing dog, emptying the breath. One breath here. Empty completely. Right leg lifts, inhale. Step it forward. Ground the back heel. Inhale, rise. Exhale. Let's leave the hands out for this inhale. We'll switch it around. And exhale, draw the energy into the heart. Inhale, expand. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reverse. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward. Left leg rises. Inhale. Exhale, step. Inhale, Vira-1. Exhale, opening out. Leave the hands out. Inhale. Exhale, bring them in. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Reverse. Inhale. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Coming down onto the knees. Child's pose. Hands out in front or behind. Allowing yourself to consider your body from the inside. Letting your breath press against the confines of the body. Taking one more breath here. When you're ready, bring the hands forward and make your way back into downward facing dog. Allow yourself those 3 breaths to land back in the body. Just notice if you have that tendency of escapism, of dropping out of the situation, going off with the thoughts. It tends to be a human tendency, so you're not alone. Just invite yourself back into your body. The sensations. Right leg lifts on your next inhale. Step it forward, crescent lunge. So you can lengthen this one out. Come to fingertips first. Then we're going to pull that energy up. We're going to allow the hands to continue movements, the palms face down as you empty the breath, let them lower. And as you inhale, allow them to rise. Rather than being caught up in any storyline right now, I want you to be completely inside your fingertips. And 2 more. Inhale. Feel open to warrior 2. Straighten the front leg, drop the arms, roll the shoulders. Bending into that front leg, coming into extended side angle. For this one, often we take the arm up or over. We're going to have the elbow on the knee. But because we're playing with movement and energy, today we're going to sort of take a few shapes. So inhale, reach the fingers, left arm to the sky. Exhale, we're going to take the elbow behind us and spin the heart. Inhale, we're going to take the arm up. And exhale, we're going to use that to spin open a little. Inhale, fingertips up. Exhale, exhale, elbows behind. This time, inhale, arm goes up and then reaches forward. And we just find 3 breaths, feeling out into the fingertips. Maybe both hands come up. Feel the feet clamping into the floor. 1 more breath. Come through Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale upward. Exhale downward. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Left leg rises. Step it forward. Come to fingertips. Crescent lunge prep. And on your next inhale, palms rise. Palms turn down. And let the arms float down. Using your breath, your own timing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. You're right in the extremities there. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. And we open to Warrior 2. Straighten the front legs, roll the shoulders, relax. Extended side angle, elbow to knee. And again, we're going to take those movements so that we stay really present in our body. Inhale, hand to the sky. Exhale, elbow behind us. Trying to draw that shoulder blade back. Inhale up. Exhale back. Just notice if you just vacate that pose at any time. It's a bit of a pattern as humans that when we're in an uncomfortable situation, we tend to just disassociate a little. So be in whatever you're feeling. Then we're going to reach up and go over. Maybe take that other hand up, maybe not. Take a breath. Feel the feet pressing down and the fingers really reaching. Hands to the mat, Chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Breath in. Breath out. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. Bend knees, look forward. Step or float, front of mat. Half lift. Fold. Half lift, heel to feet. A good hip width apart. Ragdoll, we're going to grab opposite elbows and simply fold. Breath stays consistent. Subtly moving the upper body around a very still base. You can release the hands there if you like. And again, just feel where the feet are on the mat, the texture, the temperature, Maybe the hands being very sensitive to the surfaces beneath. So you're feeling from the inside, not just with the mind, but with the senses. Release the hands if you haven't. Come into a half lift, inhale, and come through a flow of any choice. Step back, drop knees if you like, lower. Feeling your body from the inside as the spine comes into the back bend. Coming into child's pose. Downward facing dog. Rolling forward. High to low plank. All the way to the floor. Giving yourself enough room so that your head, when you come down, can be on the mat. Take the hands down by the sides. Roll the head to one side. Doesn't matter which one, let the heels roll out. Now that we're connecting our whole body to the mat, have a lot more parts of our body in contact with the surface, so we get a lot of feedback. Just notice where the pressure is, where the lightness is. Bring the hands to the lower ribs, squeeze the elbows in, zip the legs up, straightening the head, peeling up into a cobra. Lowering down, taking the head to the other side, hands by the sides again. Heels roll out. Just noticing what that extension has done inside the body, how it feels. Palms can face down or up. We're going to go into locust here. Straightening the head when you're ready. Inhale, lifting both feet, legs, head, shoulders. Breath in. Maybe lifting the hands if that feels right for you. Trying to turn the little toes towards the floor, maybe stretching the toes. And lowering down. If you like to put your hands forward and let the head rest on top of the hands to keep the spine straight. Otherwise, turning the head to one side. Again, feeling what that felt like on the inside. So noticing maybe the lumbar area. I know I have a few students that get cramps in their feet when they do this. So if you're feeling that, notice how that feels from the inside. And then you can either stay with locust, because not everybody likes to bind or grab their feet. Squeeze the heels to the butt, reach around, grab the ankles if you can. So the head come back down without stressing anything. Just allow yourself to feel what it's like to grab your ankles. Align the body without any clear direction at this point, just feeling what it is like to be right here. Not being a preparation for anything, but just simply being everything. You can either stay with this, or you can come with me for 3 breaths into floor bow, lifting the feet up, knees rising, breath smooth. And one more breath. Coming gently down. Hands either beneath the forehead or turning the head to the other side. And generally after extensions, there's a fair bit of feedback going on in the body. Just dive into that. You don't need to name it, good or bad. Just noticing where in the body you're feeling it. Whether it's hot, whether it's cold, interesting, different, expected. And then when you're ready, bring your hands to your lower ribs. We're going to push back into child's pose. Stretching that low back. Take 3 breaths. Letting the energy spill away from that spine now. Like snow melting from a mountaintop. And bringing the hands forward. Let's make our way into downward facing dog again. Three breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath here. And empty. Taking your right leg to the sky, bend the knee, open up the hip, trying to stack that right hip over the top of the left. Look forward, bring the knee to the thumb, right knee to right thumb. You can use a block beneath your hip if you like. It takes a lot of pressure off the knee. Take a moment to stay upright because we're going to play in this shape rather than just dropping down and drifting off or disassociating. Let's reach the heart up, and you can bring your hands right back to the sides of your body so you can feel that lift if you like. If you're comfortable leaving your hands here, do so. Otherwise, bring them slightly forward for some support. And we're going to lead with our heart in big circle forward. So take a breath. As you exhale, lowering, pulling forward. Inhale, curling the chin in, coming back up. Exhale. Now, rather than just using our extremities, we are now pulling our heart through the energy. Allowing that energy to churn. And when you're ready to simply lay yourself down, whether you're on elbows, a block, or completely down. And I want you to feel like that energy is still moving and try to connect. It's like when you're a kid and you create the whirlpools in the pool, you know. You jump in your friend's pool and everyone runs in the same circle and you're all being dragged along by that energy. And this is what happens in our body. If we get really focused on other people's energies, we can be pulled into their eddy. Whereas if we really connect with our own, we become this steadying force. Slowly, slowly make your way out of this. Coming up first. We're going to sweep the back leg around. So left leg is going to come forward, which places our right heel in next to the pelvis. Reaching up tall, coming in to Janu, lowering down. Exhale. We're going to keep that same flow, coming back, drawing back. Inhale, arms up. Lengthening over. Inhale, drawing back. You might even feel the texture of the mat beneath the fingers. You feel the tension in certain muscles as you lengthen, without resisting it, just allowing it to be there. Inhale, just continuing with this pattern of sensation, mapping deeper sensations. Feeling the breeze against the skin if you're lucky enough to have an open window. And we're going to go into that last fold. I'm going to hold this for 3 breaths. Just allowing yourself to feel the surge of energy still within. Not getting caught up on the story of the pose in any way or the ancient injuries. Just feeling what's here now. Gently releasing, hand behind, reaching up and over behind so the hips lift. And coming down. Front leg will sweep back around and we find our way into downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Invite yourself back in. Left leg rises. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Inhale. Bringing the knee through to the thumb. Taking your time to set up your half pigeon. Making sure that you're not compressing that lower back too much there. And you can slightly forward to support yourself, and let's breathe in. As you exhale, heart pulls forward, rounding the spine as you come back and inhale. And exhale. Allowing yourself to get lost in your breath here. One more. Coming down wherever you feel is right for you. Connecting to that energy that you've created within your skin. Aliveness under the skin. Slowly making your way back up. Letting that left cheek come down, back leg sweeps around, left heel in. Facing down the leg, reach up tall. Floating towards the ankle, stretching through. Inhale, let's find that flow. Reaching tall and spilling. Inhale, coming up. And exhale. Inhale, rising. 2 more of these. Exhale. Inhale, coming up. Last one. Exhale. Allowing yourself to be wherever you land. Feeling all of the feels and even allowing yourself to be with the discomfort. Those feels that we often, disassociate from, we often run away from that. And gently releasing the left hand behind, reaching hips to the sky, over. Push that finger, tips over. And back down to the ground. This time both feet out in front. I'm going to slowly lower to the floor. Reach the hand forward here. Back of the pelvis comes down first. And we slowly lower, vertebra at a time. And you're reaching the arms overhead. Maybe take ponytails out of the way. Reach the body as long as you can. Spread the toes, spread the fingers. Feel the full length, side of the body, front of the body, back of the body. And then allow your hands to come back down by the sides. If you need to flatten the back of the pelvis down, bring your knees in one at a time and give a gentle wiggle. It allows your hips to move forward a little. And then lengthen the feet out. Let them have a generous space, so take them a little wider. Palms roll open and just move your shoulder blades beneath you so that they're comfortable. Lastly, we're going to just very slowly move through the head. So making sure the back of the head is nice and settled on the mat. No tension in the neck. I'm going to put about 20% pressure into the back of the head and feel that weight get a little heavier. And keeping about that pressure, 20 to 30%. Nothing too strenuous. Take a breath. And as you exhale, slowly roll the head towards the right and you feel it run over these little attachment points. If you find a juicy point, one that's giving a little bit more feedback, just take a breath there into that. And continue your journey. Until your head turns over the course of 3 or 4 breaths. Completely over to the right. And the skin and the scalp spreading under that gentle pressure, easing the tension there. We're going to take 3 or 4 breaths to come back to center, so slow it down. You might find a different point where you might find that same point of tension in the head. And spend a bit of time there. Much more useful to be spending your breath tending this than on idle thought or gossip. Let's take it to the other side with as much slowness and a deliberate seeking of sensations from within. Rather than it being our head moving against the floor, we are inside, feeling from the inside, feeling where that tension sits, feeling that release. Notice how once we notice the tension in the body and we move towards it rather than recoil or tighten, the tension lessens somewhat instantly. Very useful if you suffer headaches or migraines to take a softness towards it. And then come back to find yourself with your head settled. Just ease off on the tension, allowing yourself to feel the body laying on the floor, feeling the points of pressure, of weight. Take a scan through the body. Any tension that you find, and letting it soften, or simply moving towards it. Become aware of the tingling beneath the entire surface of your skin. This aliveness, pranic energy. Feeling subtleness, upward energy, Udana, Apana, heaviness, weightiness towards the floor. Vyana, that pressing of the breath, the energy outward, often the thoughts. And samana, that inward energy, that drawing in at the senses, to really feel, hear, taste, smell, be completely present. If you would like to stay in Shavasana, simply get out of this meeting. If you are ready to come back with me, we're going to slowly develop a presence in the breath without needing to shift it in any way. Feeling the body, breathing from the inside. Feeling the chambers that fill the pathways, the alleyways, the breath to move in tiny little vessels. Take a moment to just feel what it's like when we allow ourselves to be completely present, how free of turmoil we can be. And when you're ready to move back into your body and its movement, take your time and move things from the inside. So wiggle fingers, but feel what it feels like to wiggle your fingers from the fingers' point of view. Maybe stretching, and again feeling how that feels for the arms to stretch, the legs to stretch. And ready to roll to your right side. Take as much time as you need to come up to a comfortable seat. Keeping the eyes closed if you're comfortable doing that, or very gently meshing the eyes. And your hands to the heart. We're going to chant an Om in silence. And they say that it's 1,000 times more powerful than chanting out loud. So drawing all of your energy and knowing that you have access to so much energy. So drawing it in and churning as you exhale, churning that energy so it's building. And on your next exhale, we're going to chant the Om in silence. So let's just draw that energy in again on an inhale. And feeling your skin glowing under that chant as you send that energy out into the universe. Gently opening the eyes. Namaste.